Okay, everyone, this is Darren with SimNation. Of course, tonight will be the WWPF Championship game. We're going to give it a second for everyone to get online, and then we will go ahead and get started. Okay. What's this? Okay. Let's go ahead and move this out of the way. Okay, everyone. For those of you not familiar with WWPF, this is our Draft Day Sports Pro Football 2026 League here at SimNation. Just kind of talk about the two teams involved tonight. Invisible Witness, who is the Carolina Panthers, and then you have me, who is the Pittsburgh Steelers. For those of you who watched the SNCFL championship game, you'll probably recognize two names because these are the same two coaches who won that game. A little bit of history here. These two teams have met before. They met previously in the span of 2 seasons, and if I remember correctly, they are 1-1. I think I won the first time I took on Invisible. He won the second time. Of course, Invisible is chasing that 5th title, which would put him in some unique space. I am chasing, I think, my 4th title. Both teams, Invisible is, I think, 4 of 8 in championship games, and I think, if I remember correctly, I am 3 of 5. So this one will be kind of interesting. Coming into this game, Carolina's probably very much the favorite in it. So I'm going to go ahead and get us started. And we'll import the teams. And then I need to make some quick adjustments that were asked for by the community from the last stream. And then we will just do a quick pregame and get started. Just make sure Invisible's got it. I got it. We're both imported. Go here real quick. Presentation. I think if I remember correctly, just need to make sure. Actually, I don't want to do that. I probably should just log in as Pittsburgh. That will allow me to put it into that should allow me to put it in a 2D. Steelers League display. Yeah, it should be in 2D, hopefully. Okay, so let's just go Hill. We're going to show all the scores, which will get us to Hill. We'll do the matchup real quick. As I mentioned before, Carolina probably is the odds-on favorite for this game. No shock, though. Invisible is probably one of the best coaches out there, especially in the Pro League right now. He has won 2 straight championships. This will be him going for a 3-peat, which will again put him in really, really select company like Butcherjack. I think OKBandit did it. For those who don't know who OKBandit is, he's AKH at Wolverine Studios. He used to be a member of this league as well. And I think Grasshopper did it with Atlanta. I don't know that Frankie ever did or Doc ever did, but Peter is the other one that has 3-peated. So if he is successful tonight, definitely will join some very elite company. Invisible is a very balanced offense, as you can see from the tail of the tape, right? He is one of the best. He's the NFC's best scoring offense. 3rd in the NFC in total yards, of course 7th in the whole league. Really strong rushing attack led by Maurice Edwards out of Michigan. Maurice is on pace to break Lackey's record in probably half the time. And then, of course, you have Ron Baker, who is a former University of Maryland quarterback. So it'll be interesting to see how this plays out. I will say weather will make this game interesting, but you're also going with two teams who really love to ground and pound. Um, Defensive wise, there's really no better defense in the WWPF than Carolina. They are the top scoring defense. They are the top total defense. They are top rushing defense, and they're the 8th best pass defense. So what you get with them is a team that is very, very good at stopping the run and very, very good at just preventing passing plays from going off. Be interested to see how Ron Baker does. He hasn't had the best playoffs, but he's a big-time quarterback. He was at Denver before Carolina, and definitely has found success at Carolina. On the flip side, Pittsburgh is a run-oriented team. They do throw the ball, and they can if they have to, but their staple, as you can tell based on their stats, is they like to run the ball. And they win games on defense, not through the offense. Thomas Pierce, of course, is an Auburn grad, so that's a little bit funny because in the SNCFL, Invisible is Auburn and I am Maryland, so we flipped quarterbacks. Both running backs that will probably start tonight are from Michigan. Leroy London is also from Michigan. So Stewart has two of the top running backs in this championship game. Timothy Dill will be their main target. They do throw the ball around a little bit more than maybe Carolina does and spread it out. So look for them to try to find Kobe Tolliver, who's out of Maryland, and then try to find Plummer, who is out of USC. This one, keys of the game is if Carolina can get the rushing attack going, the passing will start. If they can shut down Pittsburgh's rushing attack, they should win this one by a landslide. Conversely, Pittsburgh needs to shut Maurice Edwards down. If they can't shut him down, it's just going to be a long night for them. And then on offense, they have to find some momentum with their passing attack, because they're not going to win this game on the ground. So it'll be interesting to see how this one plays out. We're going to go ahead and get started. And I will sim it and close my eyes and hope it doesn't do what it does normally, where it shows me the score, and it did. So we're going to go right into the game. And of course it didn't do 2D either. I swear to God. So we're going to go ahead and get started. I am going to speed this up a little bit. We'll act like we didn't see it, what the score was, and I'll act like I don't know, but we'll see how this one plays out. So Carolina is kicking off to Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh will get the ball first. Not a good return, but we'll see how this goes. So Pittsburgh will start first. They're going to open with a pass. Good pass play. Good catch to Kobe Tolliver. Look for them to find Kobe Tolliver for a lot of the long pass plays. So the first pass of the game is for 23 yards. And now we'll go to the second one. They're going to run the ball this time. You see Leroy London getting the ball and moving it. You're not going to see Lackey a lot in the beginning of this game. Lackey will come on in short yardage. That one gets stuffed this time. It's going to be really hard to get any real momentum against the Carolina defense. So this time, another pass right on the first down marker. Find Todd LeMaster, who's the backup tight end. That is a first down. So Pittsburgh's opening up with a pretty good drive so far. He's going to get sacked. Hopefully he didn't put the ball on the ground. So Jesse Waters, the strong safety, gets the Pierce, and it was put on the ground, and it looks like Carolina has the ball now. So Pittsburgh turns it over. Good run there. You're going to see Alexander Colwell a lot. Colwell is, in addition to free agency, really good running back. Pittsburgh's going to have a hard time because Maurice Edwards and Colwell are kind of different backs. So trying to guard against both is going to just be really hard. So it's 2nd and 6. And this is kind of what you were afraid of. That's a touchdown. Maurice Edwards breaks it outside, and Pittsburgh's not able to get to him, and they score a touchdown. So 37-yard touchdown for Maurice Edwards. Really A good start for Carolina after the Pittsburgh turnover. They kicked this one through the end of the end zone, and we'll see how Pittsburgh reacts to already having turned the ball over. Pierce tries to hand it off to London, nothing going. I don't think they're going to find much luck up the middle. Pierce is rolling out. Pierce can run the ball when he wants to. Throws that ball, let's see, and that one is incomplete to Plummel. Pittsburgh definitely doesn't want to go 3 and out here. And it looks like they'll go 3 and out. So Leroy London gets a little bit of a gain, 2 yards this time. But Pittsburgh will be punting, which is good news for Pittsburgh because they actually have a good punter. And he drives that ball pretty hard, maybe a touchback. 61-yard punt is a touchback, so Carolina will start at their 20. Quick pass by Baker. That one doesn't look like it was completed. Bernier got in on that one, but of course he's out. That's going to hurt Pittsburgh. Bernier is one of their better corners. And this one is completed to Schumacher over Christopher Lewis, who is the backup to Bernier. So it's not a really good start for Pittsburgh. Kind of what I thought. I didn't think Pittsburgh had much of a chance in this one. Great run by Edwards again. He is really putting in the work already. Already has almost 60 yards. Throws it to Willis, who gets tackled in the backfield by Mosley for 2-yard loss. That'll bring up 2nd and 12. Drops back again. Quick pass to Willis again. This time Doherty gets to him. They get a 2-yard gain. Get back to the line of scrimmage. Baker's back again, and looks like a fumble. See if Pittsburgh managed to get it or if Carolina recovered. And Doherty picks this one up after knocking it out. Mosley knocked it out. Doherty gets it back. So that's good news for Pittsburgh. They try to throw a quick dink and dunk to the fullback, and Pierce misses. So Pierce is not off to a good start. That one may have been picked off. Bud falls incomplete, tries to fly Plummel again. Pittsburgh needs to not go 3 and out against this Carolina team because that's going to hurt them. So London doesn't find much space. Kudos to the Carolina defense. They are completely shutting down the Pittsburgh offense right now. Another long punt. If there's any good thing for this is that Barnes is one of the best punters in the league. Quick run this time, and Maurice Edwards gets bottled up for 0 yards. See if they're able to, and that's a sack by Mosley. I don't think that's a safety. I think he's at like the 1-yard line. Yeah, he's at the 1. So bring up 3rd and 17. You got to think they're going to run Hill, and they do, just to get some space. Maurice Edwards. So good stop by Pittsburgh. This game could be a lot worse than it is, given just how well Carolina's defense is doing with Pittsburgh's offense. Good punt here from Artis. Artis is, of course, one of the good punters in the league, too. And Pittsburgh gets a false start on the wide receiver Simmons, which pushes them back. Try to run again, and this time they get a little bit more space. London gets out for 7 yards. Of course, they have to deal with the fact that they were already backed up 5 yards. Pierce got some time. Tries to throw it. Good long pass across the field. Don't know many coaches who'd be happy for that, but definitely Jacob Wells gets a huge gain of 55 yards. Not able to punch it in. I think they're at the 1-yard line maybe. And not sure why they're throwing that ball, but tries to throw to LeMaster, broken up by Marquis. We'll have 2nd and goal. They'll hand it off. And Benton gets this one in for the touchdown. So if the extra point goes through, Pierce, it'll be 7-7. So we'll pretty much end the first quarter, I think, at 7-7. And this one goes through the end zone. You'll probably see this a lot today because both kickers are really, really good at kickoffs. So you get the ball, short gain, gets stopped. Maurice Edwards by Doherty for about 1 yard. bring up 2nd and 9. Quick pass, quick tackle. Timothy Willis catches this one for a yard. And that almost should bring us to the end of the first quarter. Kind of want the end of first quarter at this point as a Pittsburgh fan. Baker's not able to find Null. That'll cause a punt. A little bit of a return here, not much. And now we should hopefully be at the end of the first quarter. So end of first quarter, 7-all. We'll see what happens over the next 15 minutes. There's no rain. He's going to get sacked. So Thomas Spears gets sacked by Martinez. Loses 8 yards on that play. That means Pittsburgh will be on 2nd and 18. They just hand it up the middle, and Benton just gets clobbered after 2 yards. So see how this goes. Again, hand it off, being pretty conservative with the ball. And now they will punt the ball away. So again, lots of Carolina's defense is doing a really good job with bottling the Steelers up. Quick pass from Baker. He looked underneath. I think this one is incomplete to Martinez. Mosley got his hands in there. Should get a sack here, and they do. Domingo McLemore brings down the quarterback. He's in his second year, I think. Really good pass rusher. And good completion there. Whitfield tried to get in there, but he found Noel for 9 yards, and that should bring up another punt. So Pittsburgh will take back over. Carolina probably has a better field position so far than Pittsburgh has. Carolina's doing a really good job of not giving Pittsburgh any field position. So great job there. London really didn't get much. He gets a little bit more hill. Good dancing there to get outside. And before Gavin Ortiz. So Benton runs for 14 yards. Benton's an interesting case because Pittsburgh actually cut him at one point because he had a criminal problem. So that is actually a thing in this game. So see a penalty here. And this one will be on Carolina for being offsides. Makes 2nd and 5. He drops out, finds again. Good long play. The problem with Pittsburgh is they're not going to be able to really outrun the secondary. So Jacob Wells gets a good one, but we'll see who the thing is. It's on Carolina, so Pittsburgh gets to keep the long gain. Gets a sack. Again, you're going to see this a lot with Carolina. They are really good at causing pressure. So Pierce is down for 7 yards. They try to run the ball with Pfeiffer, who's the backup running back. He gets a gain of 2. And going to run the ball again, and nothing really happening here. So Benton gets 5 yards out of this. Pittsburgh will kick the field goal. Clark is one of the better kickers in the league. I don't expect him to miss this. So 26 yards. Now it's 10-7 Pittsburgh. Not sure why you would bring that one out, but Carolina will start at their own 10. Good starting run here again. You will see a lot of rushing between these two teams. It's something that both of them pride themselves on. Gets to the outside. That's not something you want to see if you're a Pittsburgh fan. Something you definitely want to see if you are a Carolina fan. So Colwell runs for 13 yards. Definitely of the two teams, the team running the ball right now well is Carolina. They have close to 100 yards in the first half already. Again, manages to get out of the backfield. Maurice Edwards gets a big first down, a good run there. He's already up to 82 yards on the game. So it'll be interesting to see how this one plays out. Colwell gets to the outside. I agree with you, Invisible. I'm hoping that penalties don't really come into play in this one. And again, I mean, Edwards is just running the ball at will. This is a really good game for him. Again, he's over 100 yards on 10 carries. Pittsburgh just can't really seem to deal with him right now. Good job, though. That's a touchdown for Carolina. Great run blocking, though. Ron Baker was able to find Alfonso Zimmer for the touchdown. The extra point is good. That's 22 yards, and Carolina's now up 14-10. So Pittsburgh gets a decent return off this one. So far, tail of the tape is 182 to 201 yards. Pittsburgh can just not find nothing on the ground right now. It's almost to the point that you're hoping that Pierce will start throwing the ball a little bit more. He's had more success still. Gets close to the first down marker, going to Jacob Wells a lot. That was a matchup that Pittsburgh, I think, is hoping to maximize. Throws this one. Another good completion. This time to Roy Plomo over Alexander Barreto. This is a matchup to watch because both of these have speed. Barreto's probably one of the few people that can probably cover Plomo. But we'll see how it keeps playing out. Kobe Tolliver gets a good gain of about 4 yards just to keep the chains moving. Pierce throws that one away to avoid the sack. So far, Pierce is, he's got a lot of yards, but he's not completing the ball a lot. This drive, he's been a little bit better. He finds Plummer again, gets an 8-yard gain this time. Pittsburgh is now getting close to the red zone. Try to run the ball again, and just nothing going there for poor Leroy London. He's 10 for 24 yards. Not sure what that is, but this time he gets a decent run because I guess he finally gets a little bit of running room, gets 9 yards. That'll bring up a 3rd and inches. They got to move because the clock's working against them at this point. And that's a touchdown pass. They find Brock Phelps, who is the main tight end for Pittsburgh, for a touchdown. And with the extra point, that should get them up 17-14. 37 seconds left in the second quarter. I'm not sure why it says 3rd and 48. I hope that's not an indication. Yep, that's a touchdown. Good job. So Pittsburgh kicks it. Carolina returns it for a touchdown. So not quite sure who returned that one. Was into the end zone and a 108-yard kickoff return. Carolina up 21-17. That would be funny if Pittsburgh came back and did it too. But Burke isn't that type of returnal. So that's the end of the first half with Carolina up 21-17. So far, both offenses have kind of come alive a little bit. Carolina is just not letting Pittsburgh do anything on the ground. So we'll see how the second half goes. That's a blown coverage. Whitfield thankfully has enough speed to track down almost anybody and get Zimmel before he can get too far down the field. That's a 26-yard gain. The story in the first half was definitely Maurice Edwards. 10 rushes for 108 yards and a touchdown. Pittsburgh's going to have to figure out how to deal with him. 2nd and 9. He's got some time, got lots of space. This is probably going to end up being a touchdown. It's not, but you don't want to give Baker any time. Zimmel it's incomplete. This one is complete, but short of the first down. Dominique Burke makes the tackle on Maddox. That's another matchup to watch throughout this game. And they'll try I think it's like 50-yard field goal. And it's good. So they're up 24-17. They've got a 7-point lead in the third quarter. Pittsburgh doesn't get much of a gain here. It's one of those where you just leave it in the end zone. Hand off the ball. Short game by Leroy London. Really kudos so far to Carolina. They've got a really good game plan. And London again gets rocked by Ortiz. Ortiz is having a pretty good game as well. You think Pittsburgh's got to throw Hill. They do, but that's going to be short of the first down. So they'll punt. Yeah. Good tackle in the backfield for Maurice Edwards. Larry Doherty gets this one. He's getting a lot of playing time. He's a veteran. This will probably be his last season. Good edge blitz. This time they do get to Bakel. I was about to say Pittsburgh isn't getting a whole lot of pressure on Bakel. Frank got this one. Quick pass. That one is completed before Mosley brings him down. And that will bring up a punt for Carolina. Both punters have done a really solid job. That is an amazing punt. 71-yard punt by Artis. Again, trying to run the ball. Kudos to Invisible. He's got a great game plan against the run. Has really shut down the Pittsburgh rushing attack. This one is a penalty on Carolina for offsides. They get back to the line of scrimmage on this one. I'll bring up like a 3rd and 3. And tries to throw the ball. And that one just falls incomplete. Pittsburgh will have to punt. And really good punt from Pittsburgh. I think the MVP of this game is going to be one of the two punters at this rate. That's a 72-yard punt. It's like when Barnes sees Artis do something, he tries to do it too. Maurice Edwards gets a huge gain here before finally being brought down. 26-yard gain. At this rate, he may go for over 200 yards. Quick pass to the outside. Caught right near the first down marker. This one went to null before Dominique Burke brought him down. He gets to the outside again. I mean, you can't say enough about what Maurice Edwards is doing. He's just having a really good game. 14 yards on this one. It's one of those where you know that they're going to run the ball, and yet Pittsburgh still can't stop them. So 13-yard gain for Edwards. It's almost a tale of two cities, too, because London's not having the best of games. That's going to be a touchdown. They get him at the 1. Blown. I don't know if that was blown coverage or he just tried to go for the interception, but 26-yard gain puts him on the 1. Carolina should score here. So Carolina will be up 31-17. And that is going to put them in the driver's seat. This one goes to the end zone, so there won't be a return. We have 2:29 in the third quarter. The way Pittsburgh's playing right now, they need to play with a little bit more urgency. And this one's on Pittsburgh this time for false start. Tries to throw the ball. Quick catch by Kobe Tolliver. Quick tackle. It's a 7-yard gain. Ortiz again is just doing a good job of keeping everything in front of them. They try to run the ball with London. Don't get much on this one. Maybe 3-yard gain. Dealing with that false start definitely hurts. Good throw and catch. I think this one's the deal, if I'm not mistaken, this time. No, this is to Plummer. Gotta wonder if something happened with Deal, because I haven't seen him on the field at all. So short game by 5-4 for 2 yards. Throws the ball this time, and normally when they say post confident, that is an incompletion. So trying to find Phelps on third. Now it's 3rd and 7. They've got to try to convert Hill. That one doesn't look like they converted either. And that will get, with 1:13, they'll kick the field goal. And I don't think that that one is good. So Clark makes a second long field goal. Yeah, I thought it was probable, actually, went invisible. That's my fault. That kind of hurts. Good completion again. Alfonso Zimmer this time. Baker's having a pretty decent game, but not as good as, of course, Edwards is. So they'll get the ball at short, and good run there. Picks up the first down before Doherty brings him down. Again, at the rate Edwards is going, he should run for over 200 yards. So we're now into the fourth quarter. It's 31-20. We will see how this one plays out. And again, great block there. It looks like Schumacher gets another long game before Banks brings him down. Definitely first down. Gets him in the red zone. And again, Edwards is just dancing around. This is Colwell this time. Pittsburgh's just struggling to be able to stop the run. Those guards and tackles, and I didn't mention that in the pregame, they are really, really good, to the point that it's just hard to be able to defend against them. And that'll be a touchdown, which would make it 38-20. At this point, if Pittsburgh doesn't score on this drive, the game's pretty much over. And you haven't really seen the adjustments on the Pittsburgh side that you'd like to see. Carolina has adjusted fairly well. London not having a good game is definitely hurting Pittsburgh. Pierce gets time. Let's see if he can make something of it. Nope. LeMasters, that ball falls incomplete. Try to run the ball again with London. He gets a decent gain this time, but it'll bring up a 3rd and 4, which is kind of dangerous for Pittsburgh given that they can't get the running game going. Throws the ball. This one's complete to Jacob Wells. He gets tackled for 12 yards and picks up the first down. We'll see if Pittsburgh can do something on this drive. Again, this is one of those drives where you have to do something. So Leroy London gets a good run. Hopefully this is not going to come back. And taunting on Carolina. I don't like when penalties kind of get involved in this. So good run by Pfeiffer. Pittsburgh's moving the ball well on this drive. Let's see if they're able to capitalize. Throws the ball. Kobe Tolliver gets it. And gets tackled almost immediately, 8 yards. So definitely in the red zone now. They need to come away with points here. So Pfeiffer gets the ball again, runs the ball, gets 4 yards. This has been a better drive than the last few, but again, they're also eating up a lot of time. And Pfeiffer loses the ball. This is probably going to be This is going to be picked up by Carolina. Yep, Carolina gets the ball at their 2. So what was looking like a good drive ends because Pfeiffer put the ball on the ground. For those not aware, this is probably the last hurrah for this Pittsburgh squad. Salary cap's going to break them apart. So Colwell, great run again. 11 yards. So if Pittsburgh does make the playoffs next year, the team's going to look radically different than it does this year. Good run again. Can't say enough about the rushing attack. They're doing a great job. Edwards gets a pretty good thing, and Pittsburgh will get the penalty for unsportsmanlike conduct. Definitely starting to see some of the frustration. And you see Maddox get it before Whitfield chases him down and stops him from getting a touchdown. That's 25-yard gain. 6:53 left. You have to feel that if Carolina scores here, that's pretty much it. The way Pittsburgh's playing, I don't think that they would have the ability to come back in the amount of time left if it's a 21-point game. Doherty's carted off the field. That kind of hurts. Good run there by Maurice Edwards. He's right at the first down marker. We probably got the first down. We'll see if it's that or 3rd and inches. It's 3rd and inches, but I mean, given the way that they've been running the ball, I would just hand it off and let them go. So definitely Carolina doing a good job of eating the clock. As they eat the clock, it is just going to take more time away from Pittsburgh having any ability to come back in this one. So Pittsburgh needs to get a stop here. Definitely need to hold them to no more than a field goal. Good tackle in the backfield by Newton. Brings up 3rd and 11. And Pittsburgh's defense is tightening a bit. This time Whitfield came up and made the thing. They'll go for the field goal. This should be automatic for him. Taylor doesn't miss within under 30 or under 40. So 41-20. Pittsburgh brings it out to the 40 this time. This is Phil Long. And we'll see what they're able to do on offense with just 2:04 left. Definitely shouldn't be running the ball. London, not a good day for him. Really great day for Maurice Edwards. Can't say enough about that. Tries to throw the ball. Phelps tries to find LeMaster. Not able to. You got to think that they'll go for it on 4th down. Throws in, but it's into coverage, so that one got broken up by Waddles. Tried to find Phelps. And Pittsburgh will go for it, Hill. And I don't think that was completed. It was not. So it's turnover on downs. We'll see what Carolina does, Hill. Pittsburgh has all 3 timeouts, so they do have to run. Try to get a 1st down just so they can run the clock out. Colwell runs the ball, gets stopped. And this time it goes to Maddox, who gets stopped by McDaniel short of the 1st down. Handoff, and that's the game. If he doesn't score. So Timothy Willis essentially breaks Pittsburgh's back on that run. They will call out the final timeout, but they don't have the ability to stop the clock. And as we saw in the college game, the kneeling will start. You won't see the formation. And Carolina will have won the 3rd straight championship. Invisible joins a very select club with 5 championships, as well as 3 in a row. So great job, great season. Pittsburgh falls to Carolina, so Carolina will own the advantage 2-1. And Pittsburgh will now be 3 out of 6. And Invisible, of course, will move to 5 out of 9. So great season, great job. Definitely Carolina was the favorite coming into this game. We'll take a quick look at the box score. I think definitely the player of the game is Maurice Edwards. You see here Carolina's offense just outpaced Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh did get some passing, but it wasn't enough. The rushing attack was abysmal. This is kind of almost a flip. Invisible did to me what I did to him in the college championship game. But really great job, though. Relatively few penalties. Did feel like there were a lot more. The 2 turnovers from Pittsburgh definitely hurt them, especially since one of them was as they were trying to drive to get back into the game. You're welcome, Invisible. And great game for you. Great championship run. You see here, Baker had a good game, 16-20, 202 yards. But really, this is the guy right here. Almost broke 200. I really wish they would let him stay in so he could have done it. 3 touchdowns. Wells had a good game spelling the injured deal. Clark also had a good game. So did Taylor. And then the 2 punters definitely were pretty amazing in this game. 61.2 average, 53.8. Definitely both of them were kicking really, really well. And then you see that on the defense, Whitfield had a very strong game with 10 tackles. Mosley with 9, 2, and 1. Had a pass defense. Just really overall good. On the opposite side, Ortiz he just seemed everywhere throughout the game. You also see here that even Martinez created a lot of pressure on Pierce. You didn't really see the opposite over Hill. And just great run, great season. Thank you all for your time tonight. If you're interested in WWPF, it is the main Draft Day Sports Pro Football 2026 League here at Sim Nation. It is a featured league with Wolverine Studios. If you want to try to join and take on Invisible and see if you can beat them, you're more than welcome to, but this is probably a deserving championship, just like last season and the season before. Throughout the season, there was one team that really stood above everyone else, and it was Carolina. So we'll see how well he does with free agency. Definitely needs to try to keep Edwards. Just a great game for him. And then it'll be interesting to see what happens next. So I'm going to go ahead and leave this. And I'm going to go ahead and go back to league information. And we are going to publish and upload, which should be pretty fast. So thank you for your time tonight. And if you have any questions or anything, let me know. But definitely think that Invisible did a great job tonight in stopping Pittsburgh's rushing attack, which was one of the keys for Pittsburgh winning, is they had to be able to run the ball. And unfortunately, they weren't able to do that. And one of the keys for Pittsburgh was they had to stop Edwards, and they weren't able to do that. And as a result, you see a pretty lopsided game in the second half, where Invisible just ran away with it. So, again, great job. I think that 108-yard kickoff return right after Pittsburgh scored took any momentum away from Pittsburgh. So just wonderful season. Want to thank all the coaches in the league for yet another wonderful year. We will be moving on to awards next in the Pro Bowl, followed by the season flip. So great time to join us if you're interested. We do have some really good teams still available. We do have some new coaches as well. Be interested to see what they do. So I'm going to go ahead and end it now. Again, thank you for your time. Thank you for your support. And hopefully you enjoyed this as much as I did showing it, even though a little painful and losing. But it happens. I will talk to you all soon.